Hello everybody, this is Ogany Supreme, here with an introduction to programming in Java. Java is an object-oriented programming language. It is one of the top 5 most common languages in the world, or programming languages. Android uses Java, so having good Java skills is very useful in the programming world. To run Java, you need a compiler. I myself use Eclipse. I have Eclipse Photon, which currently is the newest version out. So if you're watching from the future, there's probably something else out there. And you also need a JRE or a JDK. I myself, I have a JDK, which stands for Java Development Kit. Don't worry, I have links in the description below. Now this introduction is going to teach you guys how to make a project in Eclipse, and then how to print statements for like printing things to the user, and then operations, plus, minus, all that fun stuff, and then using variables. Without further ado, let's get started. So right here, you see this icon right here, new. We're going to click the arrow to Java project, or right here, you can, in the package explorer, which should be on the left, you can right click and then go to new Java project, and then this window will pop up and you're going to name it whatever you want. I'm going to call it OS lesson. I wouldn't recommend using spaces for project names or pretty much anything in Java, especially when it comes to making packages and classes. You shouldn't use a space at all. If you want to, you can use an underscore like this, but it doesn't really matter. And then you can click finish right here, and it will appear right up here. You're going to click the arrow right next to it, and then you see this little thing right here that says SRC. We're going to click on it, right click, and then up here to new class. And then we're going to name our class whatever we want to name it. Say first class. Again, no spaces. I also recommend starting with classes, the name of the class. It is usually you use an uppercase letter for your first letter, so you should do that. Get in the habit of doing that right now. And then right here, this box that says public static void main, this thing, you're going to click it and then finish. And then this will appear. So you have all these weird words: public class, first class, public static void main. Don't worry about that right now. That's something a little bit more advanced. So you can go ahead and delete that green text that I just got rid of. That was a comment. It does nothing. Alright, now let's get into printing statements. Now, in other languages like Python, you have print. And in Turing, I have Turing tutorials, you would put. In Ruby, you would put puts. But in Java, they have to make it complicated by typing system with a capital S dot out dot print ln. There you go. And then you put a bracket and then quotation marks, hello world, whatever you want to put. And then outside of the brackets, you're going to put a semicolon. After every command in Java, you're going to put a semicolon. And then you can go ahead and save by clicking this, or Control S. And then right up here, it says run, so let's go ahead and run it. Down here, you'll see the console right here, so if it didn't show up, you better click on it. And then it'll say, hello world. Good, it printed. That's amazing. Now you can change the text to say whatever you want. Now let's say I wanted to use a variable. How would I do that? Well, to declare a variable, you would type, in this case, string. So we type string with a capital S, and then the name of our variable. So let's say text, and then an equal sign, and then quotations, whatever you want the text to equal. Hello world, just like that. Again, semicolon at the end. And then you can replace this value here with text. And then we can save. If we run it, it should say the exact same thing, hello world, which tells you you did the right thing. Now let's get into operations. You can use operations with numbers, stuff like that. So let's say in here, you want to add two numbers together, you can just go 1 plus 2. Save, run, and it'll put 3. Now, let's say I put this, instead of 1 plus 2, I put quotation 1 plus 2. It will literally print 1 plus 2, because this is treated as a string, which is text, and this is treated as an operation for numbers, for math. Now let's assign some variables for numbers. So at the beginning we type our variable type, so integer for int, and we can name it num1 equals, and then whatever number we want, 6. However, integers need to be whole numbers. And I'll create another one. Oop, wrong thing. Then if I go ahead, I'm going to delete this. If I go ahead and put num1 plus num2, save. Always save before you run. Click run, and it will add the numbers. You can also subtract. And if you forgot to save like I just did, this box will appear, and then you'll have to select this class and then hit OK. There you go. Integers also work with negative numbers, so that's good. Now let's say I put this, 6.6. Red appears at the bottom and says type mismatch, cannot convert from double to int. What does that mean? What's double? Well, double is any number plus it can be a decimal. It's another type of variable, so if you want it to be a decimal, you're going to have to put double, like that. Save. Let's see if it works. There you go. It does that. It does 004 because it's weird. And then you can change this to a double and make it whatever number, 8.3. Save. Run. And it will subtract. If you want to multiply, use an asterisk like that. So run. Forgot to save. And there you go. It'll multiply just like that. To divide, use a slash like that. A slash that's also on the question mark key. Save. And it will divide the two numbers. That concludes the introduction to Java by Ogany Supreme. Thank you guys for watching. If you found this tutorial useful, you can subscribe to my channel for more. This is Ogany Supreme, logging off.